Hey, Core family.
What's going on?
It's another Community of Restoration and Enlightenment CoreofU Friday, talking about life and spiritual topics. We kicked this off in March and focused it on quarantine couples. Now we just expanded it to take it anywhere, because look, we all are dealing with different aspects of the pandemic, and that could be in your spiritual life and your natural life. The pandemic can mean many things to many people. So welcome in, fam. Today we are going to talk about giving what you want to receive. So we'll give our fam a few minutes to join and then just kick it off. But today's topic is giving what you want to receive. And the reason this hit me was because Ken and I just celebrated 8 years of marriage and almost 13 years being together, and it's going quick. So I guess time flies when you're having fun. But I settled in. We had a great moment Wednesday and past weekend, and then Thursday I found myself nagging again. And I said, wow, am I giving what I want? And what the Spirit led me to see is the very things that I'm asking for, I need to make sure I'm giving, so that I can set the energy out there to receive it. So if I'm out here saying, oh babe, I want us to be consistent, this is what I need from you, I pushed myself to say, well, I'm asking him to be consistent. Am I being consistent? And the answer was no. I stop work at different times. I get easily sidetracked, and I'll be like, okay, I'll be right there. So I realized that the very thing I was asking for, I wasn't giving. And this goes far and wide. This is a spiritual concept of not only being able to receive, but to give. So I want you to think about, you can apply this relationship-wise, but then take it broader spiritually. If you need money, are you giving money? If you need mentorship, are you giving mentorship? If you need love, are you loving? So a lot of times we have to challenge ourselves to see if the very places that we want to receive, are we blocked on giving in those areas?
So what you're saying really essentially is a lot of times we talk about communication. Communication is the key to a healthy and successful relationship. And that's true. Effective communication is. But what you're actually saying, we need to add not only effective communication, but reciprocation.
Yes,
so
reciprocity.
Reciprocity is sometimes even more valued than effective communication. Because even though we may be speaking the same language, we may not be acting out.
Is my audio matching my video?
Ooh,
so
that's
y'all, I was guilty of it.
That's
my audio wasn't matching my video, and I'm being frustrated at the very thing I'm doing. And the trick part about it is, this plays out like a lot of times if somebody is annoying you, the thing that is annoying you about them is something that you dimly perceive in yourself that needs to be rectified. Or something that you wish that you had more of. So if somebody is loud and boisterous, or the life of the party, but it irritates you, is that something you desire to be, or is that something that you wish you could work on? You know what I mean?
So am I always the person in a relationship or a friendship or a business partnership? Am I always the person looking to receive and not doing enough giving? Am I the person that's always looking for what's coming back, but I'm not giving out? And we can talk about that, a lot in our relationship, because not only do we have to give to one another, we have to give to the children, and we expect them to listen to us and to be obedient and to be respectful. But we should also make sure that not necessarily be obedient to them, but definitely listen and to be respectful to their needs and their wants. And that's
That
what
is
I
so
got to work
true.
on more, because a lot of times I'm more of the disciplinarian. So I'm just like, hey, do what I tell you to do. Do it. Don't do what just get it done. Do it. And I need to be better at making sure that I'm also listening to what they're saying. And you know what? And I find myself a lot of times, instead of just yelling, which wifey thinks I yell on them and get on them a lot and enough. And I do get on our children because they need it sometimes, right? But when I do stop and listen to them and let them tell me what's on their mind, just as I would do with you, just as you do with me, effectively, even at work, with anybody, in all of humanity, right? When you stop and really listen, when you really hear a person, when I really hear my children, when I really see my children and see what they're saying, or my wife, or hear what you're saying, then I can respond accordingly, and I'm not just saying something back to respond, but I'm actually saying, okay, you're telling me that there's a problem here. Let's see if we can find, if not a solution, at least common ground, right?
Well, and let's just start with what you said, the simple thing. If I want to be heard, am I listening?
Am I listening?
If I want to be heard, I need to give what it is I want to receive.
No doubt.
So a lot of times when we want to be heard, we're doing the thinking and the talking instead of the listening, giving the other person the energy so that they can reciprocate.
So while we talk about that all the time, about effective communication in relationships, but I mean that's major. So reciprocity is just as big, because we gotta make sure that we're not always. And see, I think that's the key. Sometimes people in this life are so demanding of others and of things that they want, but are they really willing to give what they demand? You know what I mean? Are you the one that, are you being fair? I mean, that's only being fair, right? Are you really being fair in life to say, I demand this in a relationship, but are you willing to give that in a relationship?
Every one of your demands, challenge yourself to say, am I giving it?
Am I giving it?
Am I giving it? Am I bringing it to the table? So if you're pre-dating and you have a list of requirements of what you want, first start with, am I giving it?
Am I giving it?
If you're in a relationship and there is something agitating you, or there's something that keeps coming up in you that's bothering you about the other person, this is what I had to check myself on this week. I wasn't giving it. I wasn't giving the very thing that was irritating me and making me go in on Ken.
And we have it, y'all. We just, we have those moments, even though we do the coaching with couples and stuff, we're not perfect. We have our moments where we have our disagreements. We have our moments where we get on one another. Now, what I will say, and what I do pride, I take great pride in our relationship, is that if we do have disagreements, it doesn't get nasty. We're not digging at one another and putting down each other and, bringing up past and getting all of that. It's most of the time is, hey, there was something that you did that I didn't appreciate, that I didn't like, or you said, or most of the time is, I just wanted a little more help with this, or I wanted you to see me. I wanted you to see me. That's really the main thing, right?
A lot of time is me projecting too. We project.
Right.
So in that instance, it was projection. It was like, okay, I'm annoyed at the very thing I'm not giving. And it takes being spiritually aware. And that's what coaching or any kind of self-development that you do is about, is giving in times of peace, you're planning for war. You're planning for the fact that something may come up, and how are you going to deal with it in a healthy way?
Yeah, because when we get in that moment, your emotions, and you're angry, and your uncle says this a lot of times. Really, the one thing that I'm most upset about is that I couldn't control you. I couldn't control what you did or didn't do. That's really that's mostly what's going on, right? And so we have to make sure that we remember in our lives that the greatest control to have or to exercise is self-control. So when I'm in those moments and I'm emotional and I'm angry and I'm mad because I couldn't control your actions or your lack of actions, then I want to get you told. I'm hurt now, so I want you to hurt the way I hurt. And all of these things go on, but really we have to find a way, and a healthy way, and a place to tone that down, and to really make sure, first, what's the source of your anger, or what's the source of it? Get to that, and then just articulate that and say, this is what's going on with me. this is what I would like, because we're constantly learning more about ourselves. We're constantly learning our own love language, and we're teaching other people how to love us.
And it changes.
It changes, even though, they say sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
But life right now, you can't tell me right now that our priorities are not different based on COVID and being stuck in a house and not being able to go to the salon.
What I need now definitely looks different than what I needed pre-March, just for the fact that I'm home with the children working all day.
Right.
So it's definitely going to look different. That's a great point. And so if you take this spiritual, when you're frustrated out of prayer or something metaphysically that you put out in the universe, and you're saying, why isn't this happening? Why isn't it being answered? Why is this energy that I am putting out in different places not coming back to me? Why do I feel like I'm getting a block here? I challenge you to ask yourself, are you giving the thing that you are asking the spirit realm for or trying to manifest?
And some people
planting the seeds so that you could reap that harvest.
And some people will say, well, I'm just so frustrated, or I'm just so emotionally drained, or I'm just so angry, or life, I'm just so bitter at the way life is done. I can't see myself doing that. Okay, maybe you can't. What I always say is this: most of us know right from wrong. We know good from bad. If you don't know exactly what to do to draw that into you, what you're looking to get, at least do good. At least do good, at least be good, at least be kind. That costs us nothing, right? It's free to wake up in the morning and say, okay, everything in my life is not going great, but at least I can be good and kind to other people and humanity, because they may be going through something just as bad as me. They may be going through something just like me. So I'm going to at least do this. I'm going to be good. I'm just going to be good today. I'm going to be kind. I may not call a bunch of people and say a whole bunch of nice things, but I'm just going to be good. And if I do run across somebody, a smile, well, we got masks on now, maybe a hello, a wave.
Your eyes smiles, right?
Yeah, definitely. So
you can still put that
so
energy
being
out.
good costs you nothing. And as long as you do good, trust me, it will come back to you. And it may not come back to you the way you think it should, or it may not look the way you think it should. But reciprocity in life is major, because I don't care what anybody says. The law, one of the principles of life and one of the laws of life is what you put out, you will get back. And so if you make sure you're putting it out there, you will get it back. You may not get it back from the person you gave it to, but you will definitely get it back.
So the test for this week, for self-growth, interrelational growth, and spiritual up-leveling, is to ask yourself, am I giving what I'm asking to receive? Am I being reciprocal? Energetic reciprocity, right?
Energetic reciprocity. That's what
spiritual reciprocity.
I like that.
So we're gonna
so communication is great. Effective communication is amazing. It's awesome. We all need it. But reciprocity is just as important as communication, because sometimes we talk it, but we don't walk it. Right?
Yeah.
We say
I was guilty this week, y'all.
We say it, but we don't do it. No, we're all guilty. We're all guilty at different times.
But and that was such an aha moment for me. And I'm just so thankful that you gave me the space to go figure that out and come back and say, okay, this is where I can do better.
All right, y'all. We're getting ready to get into this weekend. We hope that everything is going good. As always, follow us at TheCoreofU, CORE of the letter U. TheCoreofU stands for Community of Restoration and Enlightenment.
And that's on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And share, y'all. Share the messages. If it's a blessing to you, let us know. We love the comments. Any comments, you need to just shout out to everybody that's with us tonight and who share. We appreciate you guys. We're in this together. We are the community together.
No doubt. We hope that, as always, we hope that you find yourself with love and happiness, but most importantly, that you have peace in your heart and in your home, and that you're staying healthy. Take it easy. Peace.